What is your favorite thing about living in Orlando or the Pine Hills area?
My favorite thing? The proximity to everything I like. And I don't like, if you go anyplace else, it's congested. You can get any place within 7 to 10 minutes. You'd be foolish not to live in Pine Hills. I can even go to the movie theater in Ocoee and it's only 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Were you around when the 408 was built and came through Pine Hills, or was that before you?
This is what happened with the 408.
I imagine that made things really convenient, just for some people.
I live right up the hill of the Powers Drive Baptist Church. Well, my neighbor next door filled me in with, the 408 was already in when we moved here, but there was a sinkhole in the back of the Powers Drive Baptist Church, a very big sinkhole. They took all of the debris of the 408 and tamped it with these 2 tamping machines into the sinkhole behind the Powers Drive Baptist Church. It went on for a year or so. These big machines, doom, 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 because my neighbor said she had to replace her whole yard. It was just a huge mess, all this debris. And I have always been against the tollway on the 408. I've been in trouble with, I've had conversations with Teresa Jacobs when she was a commissioner, and when she was with the Homeowners Association, with Commissioner Brummer, and I have always been a lot odds at this, because we have 5 children, 3 of them and myself have gone to the UCF. It adds extra $1,000 to your tuition to go back and forth on the East-West Expressway for the people in Pine Hills. In other words, the whole Beltway system was built on our backs, our quarters, on a community that can least afford to pay for it. It's a very regressive thing, and I've been very much against it. And Teresa Jacobs, I appreciate the fact that she was able to at least look at what's going on at the Expressway Authority and try to do what she can do. They actually were going to the Wekiva Parkway, extending it. Now they've got some of the other counties to help pay for it. But I have, where I come from, we drive, in Minnesota, we drive on freeways. We don't drive on tollways. And I think tollways are a detriment to communities.
Do you have a particular thing, either a business or a location or an area of Pine Hills that you remember fondly that you really miss and it no longer exists?
Oh, businesses that have gone.
Can you give me some examples and why you love them so much?
I just like the convenience. When I first moved here, there was nothing on the west side. You had to go all the way to the Fashion Square Mall. You had to go always to the other side of town for things. Then it started to be built up here. The 408, it stopped in Pine Hills. Yes, and so that the first leg of the 408 brought business and everything to Pine Hills. The next leg went to Ocoee at the Clark Road. That's when the West Oaks Mall and everything built up there. Then the next leg went out to Winter Garden. And now you've got the off of Daniels Road, all that big, so all our businesses are moving further and further west. And as this creep, I call it an urban creep, is very detrimental, and why proponents say that these expressways are beneficial when they come by your community, not if they're going further down the road. Because they're just going to, they decimated Pine Hills, took all our businesses to Ocoee. Then, now they're taking all the businesses from Ocoee, and they're taking, you'll find them at, what is that, Groves? The Groves. Yeah, the Groves in, off of Daniels in Winter Garden. So I miss not having a coffee shop, outdoor coffee shop. I miss having some of the upscale places to just wander through in Pine Hills. On the other hand, we have a lot of ethnic businesses, a lot of ethnic food, and there's one trade-off there for some of the.
Because you get the diversity.
Yeah. So, the biggest thing about Pine Hills is that we are a community of entrepreneurs. Small businesses will pop up overnight. In other words, people are here, they want to work, and they wanted to have, open up businesses. And they come from communities like the islands or from Haiti or a place where they didn't rely so much on government, and they were more likely to just go ahead and just start. They maybe don't do the strengths and weaknesses and all this stuff that another business might do, but they say, hey, I need to feed my family, I think I'll open up a dress shop.
They have that entrepreneurial spirit.
Right. And I really love that about Pine Hills. And when you think we've done this newspaper all these years, I can count on maybe two hands anybody who has not paid us for an ad. That's how wonderful these people are. I've had actually somebody pay me 3 years after they went out of business and sent me a check.
So who's been one of your biggest advertisers in the Pine Hills Press?
Well, Tim Hardy's has been a major one, Don's Funeral Home. Before he sold his business, Powers Drive Animal Hospital, Dr. Hall, he actually, I don't know, he's in one of our, the library should have a stack of our newspapers, but he actually carried the torch at one of the Olympic runs. Dr. Hall did.
Amazing.
We have a picture of him. And let's see, who are some of the others that have been with us for a long, long time? Oh, St. Andrews. St. Andrews. There are quite a few that have been with us from the very beginning. Hardy's been with us from the very beginning.
So one last question for you. I've heard in a number of Pine Hills various associations and community meetings that I've been to the phrase, Pine Hills is on the rise. So what do you believe is the best example of that you can think of that exemplifies that?
Well, I feel the best thing, or the best example of that is the positive motivation to move forward, is the hope that it gives to people that there's movement. Because governments, anything that associates with government, the process of change moves so slowly that, in fact, I was looking through my newspapers and I saw that they had the groundbreaking of the Pine Hills Trail in 2006. Would you believe that? 2006, that's almost 10 years ago. Have you ever seen anything of the Pine Hills Trail? No. But I think they're going to go into the design phase this next year and maybe build one little segment in 14. So this is the way, it's very, very slow. Pine Hills on the Rise is a wonderful statement that we're not who we were, we're changing. And what I would hope is that now we're going to come up with another saying that will be strictly positive. It's just like at Evans High School, Principal Christensen, he never went anyplace without saying, I am Principal Christensen, the proud principal of the School of High Achievement. So our next logo or handle has to be something that says a statement of fact, this is the pride, this is what we're proud of. Not the fact that we're striving to be there, but we are there. This is us.
That we've arrived.
Or like, this is our town center.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for your time today.